Well, good evening everyone, and welcome back over here to Universal Orlando Resort. We decided to come on over today for a couple of reasons. One, really want to ride Hagrids. Also, some new stuff is happening here at Universal. They have one new shop here at Universal at City Walk, and they've reimagined they've redone another shop that used to be the old Universal shop into a legacy shop and more props, like the prop shop they have over at Universal Studios. And also, I want to say we try to get on to Hagrids. And also, we're going to go talk about the Velocicoaster because some big news came out today about it. So make sure you stick around. It's going to be a good day here at Universal. So we are getting here a little bit later because Universal has now hit capacity, I want to say for the 6th or 7th day in a row because of the spring break crowds. So by 11 a.m. both parks were completely capacity, and just around 3:30 is when they reopened the capacity.
That's right.
So down here on the corner right here used to be the Fossil Watch Shop. Well, now this is the brand new Universal Studios store they have now added in. And as you can see, big main merchandise they've got, all the Velocicoaster stuff. So they have this, now it goes all the way down. So this is one of the areas you go in right here. It's a huge store. So it's right on in here, and of course again everything is all for the new Velocicoaster. But this used to be the Fossil Watch Shop, and then the other, I don't know, like Japanese style shop as well. So it's very nice in here actually, and I like it a lot. It's very open, it's a lot of space. Actually, really, and it's got a good collection of everything from, you have Seuss Landing, you have Jurassic World stuff, you have Minions, Marvel, Harry Potter stuff probably all the way down at the end. And what's pretty cool is they also have these like projectors, so like these screens in the middle that apparently showcase an animated POV of the Velocicoaster. So the Universal Studios store actually is really nice. It's huge. It's got a lot of Harry Potter. It's got a lot more Harry Potter stuff than I thought they were going to have originally. And so I would say really like I think it's a good place for it. It's enough room, and plus a lot of good stuff in there. So we're actually gonna head over here to the Universal Legacy store because Kayla didn't realize that this was actually different. So we're gonna go over here because this is more like the old retro-y stuff and like more like the prop shop that's at Universal Studios. So if you remember, this used to be the Universal Studios store, like the main store for Universal stuff you couldn't get into the parks. But they officially have named it, and they pretty much just took out the studio part and named it Legacy. So this is this Universal Legacy store that has more of the older stuff like Jaws, E.T. Doesn't have a lot of the newer things like Harry Potter in it, so it's got classic monsters as well. So like I said, you kind of walk into here and they got a whole bunch of different stuff, so like stuff from Jaws, nautical piece. Oh, it's from the Jaws ride, a grenade launcher. That's really cool. Oh, look at the replica proton packs used in the HHN tribute store. That's really cool. Like I said, this is more of your older stuff that you normally wouldn't see, like some of the older stuff. They do have some Harry Potter stuff in the back, but it's more of the retro stuff. I do kind of like this because you see that this little like newspaper stand is announcing the official opening Universal Studios Florida. What's even cooler, look at all the stuff they have from like the Mummy. Oh, and like props as well, like sketches of like what the costumes would look like and stuff. I really like this a lot. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and start out at Islands of Adventure first because we ate something before actually getting here. So we're trying to build up some of our hunger before we get to Universal Studios and to go over to check out more Mardi Gras stuff and have a couple of things that we really like over there and finish off our tasting lanyard for this year's Mardi Gras. It's a good sign though. I see a lot of people leaving, so we should be able to get a return time for Hagrids, hopefully. So I will tell you, if you come to Universal from now until later on this summer, you're gonna see a lot of Velocicoaster merchandise. Like when I say a lot, almost every stand, every store we've been in, there's at least one section that has some sort of Velocicoaster merchandise. So they are definitely full force taking full advantage of the hype that is around the Velocicoaster. I just cannot wait for the Velocicoaster to open. It is going to be an absolutely mind just blowing experience. It's going to be intense. It's gonna have a lot of theming, and it's been something we've all been talking about for a long time coming out. So when they started doing all the work behind the Discovery Center, we all said it was gonna be some sort of coaster. I think early on we all said it was gonna be some sort of Velocicoaster or Velociraptor coaster. Just kind of walking up onto Hagrids. Now the thing is, Hagrids is not doing any wait times for today. They're actually on a virtual line only today, which is normal for Hagrids on a busy day, so to only do virtual line. But the only downside is the virtual line goes fairly fast. Like, it is usually within the first couple of hours of the park being open, they are pretty much out for the day. So we're just kind of walking up to kind of look over at Forbidden Journey, look at wait times, since we did get our return time for Hagrids. And Kayla was telling me, because she actually just came yesterday, that they had actually moved the lockers now. So before, if you needed to rent a locker, you would go in, almost into Hagrid, or like you go into Hogwarts pretty much. And then right when you entered, like once you got to the bottom part of it, then there was lockers right there. Well, now what they've done is they've actually opened up lockers to the left over here, all the way down there, that you put your stuff in, and then they've expanded out the gift shop for the exit of Forbidden Journey. So really utilizing some more of that space. So that's what they were building over by Jurassic Park, was all the new locker stands and everything. So there was more lockers and more room for them, so that they can be able to move some stuff around here so you weren't congested going in. So this is where the lockers used to be, and like they've expanded it out with some more merchandise and everything, so that it kind of helps take down some of the crowds and everything. Kayla's telling me that they've split everything up into like houses. Oh, the little snowman out on next to the butterbeer cart. That's cute. They have everything, like, as she said, kind of cornered into separate houses. So like all this is the Hufflepuff stuff. They have the Gryffindor stuff, Ravenclaw stuff, and the Slytherin stuff. So if you walk into Jurassic Park like we did, this wall right here is where they put the brand new lockers. So that's what they were working on for so long over in this area. So you can see the Hogwarts Castle from Jurassic Park, but it's okay. So you walk down here towards where the entrance area where you'll go into for the Velocicoaster. And I didn't even realize how much closer you can get, because pretty much we're right on top of these Velociraptors. Because they have this one over here, this one across the way, but if you get a really good shot when it's going right here as it goes upside down over you. This actually is the entrance point where the bridge is that they rebuilt, where the track will go around you and stuff. I was kind of hoping to be open today, but unfortunately it's not, so you can't get that close. But they've really been filling in all the foliage and all the trees and stuff. You can see the track's got already some of that wear from where the train flips and the wheels hit the track a little bit more. So as of today, Tuesday, April 6th, they officially have come out with the official opening date for the Velocicoaster. And I'm actually gonna put that video in right here. But I'm telling you guys, so watching that video, June 10th can't get here fast enough. June 10th is going to be an absolutely crazy time. Now I'm kind of hoping with it being so far back, maybe there's going to be a lot more like previews and stuff, because that's one thing we didn't get with Hagrids, was getting some sort of preview for the coaster itself, and then I ran into a lot of issues. The thing all we've seen with this is that they test it almost every day. They test it for hours on end. They got people starting to ride it already, so maybe this means it's a good sign that they're way farther ahead, and we may get some previews, maybe some pass holder previews that we have to sign up for. So I'll be the first one to tell you I'm going to be all over that once it does come up. But June 10th can't get here fast enough for this coaster. So all I got to say is, come June 10th, this walkway is going to get real busy. Now I hope they built a queue that can withhold the long wait that it's going to cause, because Hagrids was any sort of indication, new coaster is going to hold a huge line. So can't wait for it though. So excited. Watch this thing literally be built from the ground up. Came back from when the closures happened, installed so much more stuff, installed trains testing. It's gonna be an absolutely amazing ride. Alright, so we're now gonna head back down because it is time for us to go ride Hagrids Motorbike Adventure, which will soon be the second newest coaster in the park, but possibly still the most advanced coaster in Central Florida, honestly, with everything that goes on with it. Alright, time to come on up and do Hagrid's Magical Creature Motorbike Adventure, which is the mouthful of a name for a coaster, but it's also a very gorgeous day out, so it's going to look absolutely stunning riding it. So definitely understand why it's a little bit slower today on the loading. They're not running at full speed and they're not running the two drop tracks, so it's making it a little bit longer of a wait, but it's what it is. Still a great ride, love it. So now we're actually going to get on to Hogsmeade Station to go over to Universal. So I was just scrolling through the Universal app because we were looking at wait times because we're heading over to the other side, but the thing I noticed, they've added the Jurassic World Velocicoaster to the app already, and they just announced today the opening date. So that's definitely going on my favorite list now. That's really cool. It just means we're getting closer and closer to it. Oh, and see they're right there. It's opening June 10th. And just like that, we are into the Universal side. Not sure what our plan is because it is a little busy today, just a tad bit busy. So Kayla wanted to stop into Diagon Alley. One, we want to see what the wait time is for Gringotts. It's posted on the app at 70 minutes. The other thing she wants to stop and get some ice cream over here. Up across from the Gringotts Bank, there's an ice cream shop that actually sells like butterbeer ice cream as well. So she wants to stop over there and get some ice cream. So we got a return time for Gringotts, but it's posting a 100-minute wait. Right now it's 7:10. They told us we come back at 8:30. However, we don't know if we're going to try to stay for that. We were going to get in line for ice cream, but the ice cream line's really long. And then now over by, over where you get butterbeer by where the owls are, that line's super long. So just kind of tells you just kind of how busy it is. I mean, just kind of panning around looking at Diagon Alley and everything. It's a little on the busy side. I mean, it is spring break still too, so it doesn't help. Well, since Gringotts is a super long wait, I think we're gonna run over to Men in Black, see what the wait time is for that, because Kayla's actually never been on Men in Black, and I haven't been in a long time. I'm actually probably out of practice, so trying to score some high points is probably not gonna do too well. Alright, so I'm gonna do something that I haven't done in a long time. Do Men in Black, see how we do. Alright, so I just scored the highest I've ever scored on Men in Black at 761,000 points. Dang, like I mean I think my highest has been close to 700,000, but I don't think I've ever went over it. And based on that, I only need 240,000 more points to completely max out the game, and which is really hard on that attraction. A while back they adjusted all the points. You only got half of the points of some of the spots, so if it had been the old way, I would have maxed it out right away. But still really cool. And Kayla did about 150, 160,000. She didn't like all the spinning though, when it spins you though in the middle portions of the ride. So we decided to stop off over to one of the booths. This is one of the things that we got that was actually one of our favorites, because right now we only have 3 items left on our tasting lanyard. We made it last almost 2 full months by coming and eating just a little bit at a time, sharing some things. And we were thinking about when we came today, we're going to get one of everything that we liked. Well, we're still very full from our kind of late lunch, early dinner, so we just thought we'd get some Belgian waffle, and the next time we'll finish off and let's get the things that we really like the most. So sitting here as we eat, we did go ahead and already kind of add up everything we've gotten so far for this year's Mardi Gras celebration. And the tasting lanyard originally cost us $75 back when we first came, like what, in February? And we still have 3 items left, so this total's gonna go up, but we just did all the math and calculations, and this was just what they post with the prices at the booth. It's a little over $100, about $99.50 total what we have spent with our tasting lanyard. So we've already saved $20 by doing the tasting lanyard. So as long as you do it correctly, you can save some money on it. I will say the Belgian booth with the waffle, probably the best thing, one of the best things we've had at the Mardi Gras stuff. There's a couple other things. The shrimp boil is amazing, and the poutine's great, but that waffle just hits us, and the beignets are really good. But I do say if I had a choice of the desserts, I'd either do beignet. If it's beignet versus waffle, I would do waffle right away. Well, just walking back down the street right here, on the same street for Bourne Spectacular is, I will say the one thing I do really miss about Mardi Gras is when the sun starts setting and all of a sudden the music comes alive for the parade. I mean, I know they're playing music in the background, but this is the normal music they would normally play for Mardi Gras, like during the day. But that just music for the parade just says it all. The one thing I really want to do next year when Mardi Gras does come back, if we don't have all the COVID social distancing, I want to ride a float next year. I have not done that yet. I really want to do it at some point. Alright, so we are going to go ahead and call it a day here from Universal Orlando Resort. We had a really good time out here. It was very busy though, so we didn't get quite as much done. We got to go ride Hagrids. Always a great time, always perfect to do that. Got to talk about the new Velocicoaster getting its opening a day officially starting June 10th. It will be open daily. Super excited for it. And then came over here to Universal Studios. Got some food, rode Men in Black. Had the best score I've ever had on Men in Black. So, but with all that being said, we do have a fantastic trip out here to Universal Orlando. We will see y'all next time.